Brandy, California Baptist came in as the regular season champs, were able to get it done to earn their first berth to the NCAA tournament. With that experience coming back, how can they make a run this year?
You know, it's hard when you have the target on your back every year, but Coach Olson seems to get his team to rally year in and year out and be at the top of the WAC standings and give themselves an opportunity to compete for that championship.
We'll go ahead and bring in head coach Jared Olson, his 12th season at the top of his program. Coach, first, what was that experience like, going dancing for the first time, finally getting there? I know that you guys won the tournament before and you weren't eligible, so that past year had to feel really good.
Oh, it was definitely better than the first time, I would say. Just the fact that we actually got to play in the NCAA tournament was pretty cool. I think that I've said this many times, the most rewarding piece of it was just kind of like being able to take the whole school with us on the trip. Just playing at UCLA, being on the West Coast is kind of like a validation piece, for a lot of basketball teams, and just being able to go there and having such a big following. I think we had like 1,500 people or so that came with us. It was just a really cool experience, a great night, and something I'll always remember and be really appreciative of. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Coach, you lose Chloe Webb, who was a phenomenal player, Calhoun, who brought so much energy and athleticism to your team, but you return 4 of your 5 top scorers. So what do you expect, who do you expect to elevate their game this year, given the opportunity that has been left wide open from the loss of those 2 players?
Obviously losing Webb is going to be a big hole. She's such a great scorer for us. Came through in the clutch so many times. Like a great player, and who had a great season. I'm super proud of her. She's now playing in Portugal, and I'm looking forward to seeing her do great things there. And losing Nay was between Nay and Kinsley. They were kind of the heartbeat of the team. Certainly the voice. There's a lot of volume we've been missing the last couple of weeks in practice without those guys. But we've got a fun team. You'll see Anaya and Nook coming up here in a couple minutes to talk to you. They've done a great job stepping up from a leadership standpoint. We got Grace Schmitz returning. She missed most of last year with an injury. So she'll kind of help fill some of that scoring void. And we'll just do. We are a team that's usually been kind of like a pretty balanced group, and sometimes that kind of works into somebody like Webb having a great year from scoring, but she also doesn't do a lot of that on her own. It's a team effort, and so we'll just kind of do the best we can to kind of make things work, and I think everyone will just have to tune in to see how we do it.
You mentioned Anaya and Nook, your seniors, the 2 lone seniors on your roster. What type of leadership are you expecting from them, and how have you challenged them in this off season?
Well, they're 2 different personalities. They're also looking at me as I talk now, so it's kind of a little awkward. But Anaya is kind of like your more steady, kind of experienced, kind of I would say kind of big sister role to a lot of the younger players we have. And Nook is, in a lot of ways, she's probably the fun person on the team, kind of like, but at the same time, she's someone that is very organized and kind of has everything together. Even though I know that's not always true, but she does a great job of just kind of balancing a lot of things. And I think the biggest thing that I appreciate about them both is they have a lot of confidence in me, and a lot of trust in me. They're 2 people that, I kind of joke about this a lot of, with other people, is if I got stranded at an airport with either one of them, it wouldn't be awkward. We could kind of make the 8 hours work out pretty well. And that's not something that, you always is like that with every player you coach. But I definitely think because they're a little bit older and a little bit more mature, that I'm really thankful for their leadership and what they can bring to the team.
Coach, we all know that consistent winning is very hard to do, and yet you continue to have your teams at the top of the league every year, even through the transition. So what are your non-negotiables as a coach that you think keeps this team at a high level?
Well, the non-negotiable piece is, effort and attitude. Those are things that everybody controls on their own. It has everything to do with coaching, So if you show up in the gym and you're not going to give your best effort, and you're not going to have a great attitude, there's nothing I can do to help you become a better player. So we talk about that a lot. We have a set of core values that I think that have really kind of helped our team kind of grow on and off the court over the last, 10 or so years. Their commitment, humility, resiliency, integrity, selflessness, and trust. And we've really, I know it sounds kind of corny, and for a lot of teams, they probably have stuff like that, but then they just kind of talk about it, move on. But those things we talk about pretty regularly. It's like kind of into the fabric of what we do in terms of like on the court and off the court. And I really think that those things matter. So I guess if you're talking about non-negotiables, those would probably be the biggest things. But I think in terms of like the winning aspect of it, I've just been really lucky to coach so many great players, and they make me look good pretty regularly.
Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck this season. It's time for our final player breakdown of the day.
I know we're going to talk to their two seniors here coming up, but I think we're going to talk today a little film on Felipa Barros, who's going to be, I think, a big contributor this year, a little bit of an X factor for them because she just does so many things for them. In this first clip here, we're going to see her in transition. She's going to get out and she's going to push the ball. You see her with the ball, pause it, and then she's going to give it up. And it's going to come right back to her because she's going to space the floor, which she does really well, and knock down the open three, which is really good for their transition offense. Next, you're going to see her pause. You can rewind it back here a little bit if we would. And you're going to see two drag screens here, like a double ball screen that she's going to come off of and get downhill and be able to get herself to the rim, get into the paint. And so I just think her versatility to push the ball, to assist, to rebound, to play defense, I think she's going to be just that utility player that Cal Baptist is going to need.
They've had a lot of players that have really stepped up for this team over the years, especially during that tournament run. As we take a look at their non-conference schedule, two of their first games are on the road, Oregon and Liberty. They got Pepperdine, San Diego State, Portland, St. Louis. A lot of games in the state of California get some.
That is a tough schedule to start. I love it. Again, he's going to challenge this team, and we talked about life after Chloe Webb, who is such a talented player, Nene Calhoun. I think he's going to give this team an opportunity early to step up and see what they're made of, and they're always going to have good balanced scoring. They're going to be good on the defensive end, so I look forward to watching them compete.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and bring in the two seniors, Anaya Tua and Nukbash Duran. Thank you both so much for being here. And I'll start with you because in the tournament last year, the WAC tournament, you had some big performances. You led the team in points with 16 in the semis. You had 22 points in the championship game. What clicked for you at the end of this season that allows you to come into this year with some extra confidence?
Honestly, I think just the confidence that Jared instilled in me, like throughout the season, just to be aggressive and to play my game. So I think just having the support of my team and Coach Olsen, it really helped, and it just gave me the confidence just to play my game in the tournament.
Anaya, you're going to play a much bigger role this year. How do you see your role evolving, changing as you go into your senior year?
Honestly, I think I just want to be like a good leader for the young ones around me and just kind of be that support person for them and give back to what the seniors gave back to me. So I'm really excited to just like lead this team and just help them and guide them and mentor them during this season.
Nook, you also had some pretty big games in the WAC tournament last year, especially in the semifinals. You had 15 there. What clicked for you then that you can also, carry over to this year as the senior on the squad?
Yeah, I think the opportunity of just being a senior, she was saying, just mentoring the little ones, just like I looked up to my seniors when I was a freshman and a sophomore. I think it's a great opportunity, and I think we're both being good seniors. I think we're fun. I think we're not scary people, and I think we're just doing a good job. As she said, just trying to play my game, improve my game. I've been working hard in the off season, so I think that's just going to set us up for success next season.
Speaking of the off season, for both of you, what did you really focus on this summer working and growing your game that you're excited to step on the court and show your fans, your teammates, your families this year?
Kind of just putting in the work, whether it's in the weight room or on the court. I think both of us love the work and we are not afraid of it. So I think just being able to push each other in the weight room on the court has really helped us this offseason.
Yeah, for sure. And also we know that the girls, I mean, we've seen it already, but the girls are really willing to put in the work as well, and just having the confidence of knowing that the girls that are coming in are gonna be willing to do it as well. So that just gives us a little confidence on that for sure.
Anaya, Coach talked about how you take on the big sister role is your leadership style. How have you tried to embody that role and be a leader for this group?
I've tried to connect before I correct, and I think that has really helped me and allowed me to kind of just make personal relationships with my teammates. And I think that they trust me in allowing me to help them and guide them because they know that I have experience on and off the court. So, yeah, I've kind of just been able to make relationships off the court that has helped me on the court with them.
Nook, so you guys won the championship last year. You're going to raise a banner. You're going to have a ring. But now you have a huge target on your back going into this non-conference and the WAC season. So how do you, along with Anaya, explain that to the newcomers that there's no nights off for you guys, that you have to bring it every night, and how do you keep that championship culture alive every day?
I think there's definitely an expectation. I don't think there's pressure. I think there's an expectation, but we don't feel pressured. I think we just got to do our thing and just trying to communicate that to the new girls, being like, girls, if we do the work, we're going to be just fine. There's expectation, but again, there's no pressure on us. We really wanted to get it, but there's no really pressure on us. We just got to do our thing, put in the work, and we'll be just fine.
Thank you both for being here. Wishing you the best of luck this season. We're going to take a quick break.